What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, we are going to dive straight into things. So we're going to start on dollar, and I am going to start on the 15-minute, just because you can see our price rallied quite clearly here, and I wanted to point out how we're respecting this 50% level currently. I say respecting. We did disrespect it on the back of news, but it's interesting to see how we traded up high into the premiums, trading up into this breaker, which we have over here. High, low, higher, high. Look at the last down close candle. We drag that out. So you'll see we tapped into that just slightly, and then you can see our price turned around in that range and broke down quite aggressively, and on the back of FOMC minutes. So one thing I want to draw our attention to is the way that we're trading around this 50% level. So if we go back up to the higher time frames, if you've been watching me this week, you'll know that I've been looking at this wick as a whole, just to see that how price is trading around it. And yeah, that's the 50% level that we seem to be respecting at this point in terms of price. So let's go to the 5-minute again. Oh no, 15 minutes, sorry. And I am in a different location right now. I'm at my parents', so apologies about the quiet. But yeah, if we look at the range between here and here, you can see how price is respecting the volume is respecting the 50% level of this fair value gap, and then you can see how quickly price ran up, grabbed accumulated stops, and then broke down aggressively. I like the way we broke through this low right here, change in the state. I see this as a break in market structure, and then again back below this 50% level. So moving into tomorrow, I'm going to be ideally expecting price to stay below this 50% level. So any kind of rallying I see on dollar, this will be the highest I'd want to see price trade. Any higher than that, and I can't be bothered. But generally speaking, I'm expecting a continuation lower, and I want to see this low gets taken out. As soon as this low gets taken out, I'll be happy for the rest of the week, in that I'm expecting price to then run for the Tuesday lows and that Monday low. Remember in yesterday's video I was saying I want to see these lows get taken. So in terms of wanting to see downside delivery, I still want to see that. But it was interesting to see how we traded up into that. And if I do have time to do a backtesting live stream this week, I will, because this is quite interesting price action. But my point is, this 50% level, I'd like to see hold price down. I'd like to think that we can have a continuation to the downside. But yeah, very interesting day. Again, not really ideal in terms of my expectations, but you can see how we've now filled this premium fair value gap, and if we're bearish, we should now be able to start thinking about south side targets, because you know this is a clear imbalance. We've filled it and we've left it, and look at how the volume as well of that is respecting the 50% level of the actual fair value gap. I'll quickly show you that now. And again, you can see more respect going on the higher time frames there. So let's go to the 4-hour. And you can see there's just a massive wick as well. And again, although on the lower time frames we traded up there, if you look at the volume, you can see how that stays below the actual 50% level, and volume is what we're following. So that is also playing into what we want to see happening. And then if we look at the 25% level, you can see our price is just below that as well. So that's what I'm paying attention to on dollar, and I'd like to think we can see it break down. But it's been a very interesting week in how we've been, you know, stepping its way up constantly. I would like to think this is all manipulation, but yeah, I'm not a fan of FOMC minutes, but we do definitely need to see some kind of expansion to break down, take us into that south side, and start running for these relative equal lows below Tuesday and relative equal lows on Monday. So GBP USD again didn't deliver as anticipated, but nonetheless we continue, and you can see that we have this fair value gap right here that we wicked right through, so it didn't respect it. And then yeah, obviously if we're expecting dollars potentially drop, I'd like to think that we can see some kind of support made in pound, meaning that same range. We can look at volume again, look at how we're respecting that 50% level. Very interesting. We'll go to the 1 hour, and again I'd like to see how it treats this discount PD array. But yeah, what was the stating yesterday? There was a certain range I didn't want to see get traded through, and it did. I believe it was, there was a consolidation. I think it was this consolidation. I was explaining how I didn't want to see price trade through it, and anyway, price managed to trade through it quite aggressively, which wasn't ideal. But as soon as price started distributing below that 50% level, I didn't bother trade for the day, because I knew it's not going to do what I wanted, and I knew I was on the wrong side. But now it's just a matter of seeing how we act around here. Again, it's looking awfully weak, but yeah, pound's not the best to be trading right now, I would say. I prefer the look of euro. Euro's actually respecting the PD arrays, which I drew our attention to previously, but pound's looking very difficult. But it's going to be interesting to see if, you know, these bullish order blocks that we have here can actually hold price or not. But you can see on the 15 minute, there's only so far we can let it go before we can allow for that. So we have a low, high, lower, low. So I'm looking at this last up close candle as a breaker. If we look at the range of that 50% level is right here. Any lower than this and I'll be a little bit concerned. And you can see our price is pretty much racing to that level right now, so it'll be interesting to see whether we get below that or not. Probably know that pretty soon. But then there's also a fair value gap and a bullish order block here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a reversal happen. And on the back of that, I'd like to think that dollar would be able to distribute lower as well. But yeah, is dollar closed right now or something? Holiday at 6 p.m. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's probably going to be some gapping going on if we're seeing, you know, movement on pound and whatnot. But generally speaking, I don't want to see us take out these lows. But you could argue that, well, I didn't want to see these lows get taken out today, and look what happened. So, you know, you can see my accuracy this week's been pretty weak, and based off of that, I just haven't been trading this week. As soon as PD arrays that I mark out get disrespected, I just step aside and let it do its thing, because I don't like dealing with misbehaving kids. That's how I see it. It's like, I'm not going to deal with you if you're going to be, you know, not respecting not respecting the PD arrays that I'd expect it to. So that's how I'm feeling right now. But yeah, that's what I got to say. And then euro, a little bit better behavior, not the best, but you can see our prices traveled on down into this bullish order block range. And if you look at this yellow fair value gap? Yeah, a yellow fair value gap. I've had my eyes on this all week, and you can see our price is kind of just playing around inside of it, which is pretty weird. So we ran it, which isn't ideal. We just retraced, and you can see our price is continuing to consolidate with inside of it. So moving into Thursday, you know, it's just a matter of seeing where we open, whether we can gap or not, and ideally get out of it as soon as we can start. Again, similar to pound, similar to dollar, but inverted. If we can get above this high, I'll be more happy, and then I'd want to see these relative equal highs above here get eaten. I like saying eaten, but yeah, I'd want to see that get drawn to for buy side liquidity, and then I'd want to see up here get traded to. But again, in terms of accuracy, any kind of trading that's going on this week, if you are trading, low risk, like I wouldn't be risking much at all, because it's just not worth it at this point. Like, wow, I'm struggling. Don't get me wrong, anyone that's gone short this week, well done. It's just, you know, a matter of where to, because when I see how this low's been taken here, if we manage to take out, in an imaginary world, if we manage to take out this low, then I believe price will start running aggressively lower, and it'll be a whole nother story. But until then, yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how we continue to consolidate in this range. But again, we are looking pretty weak, so not ideal. But yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'm struggling this week. I haven't traded. I haven't traded at all, actually. So I'm just waiting, but at the same time, I don't think I want to be trading in these conditions, because although it's so heavily bearish, after the week we had last week, it's throwing me off completely. So I'm just kind of waiting at this point. But we'll see how it goes. Don't forget to join the Discord. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe. And yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.